What is up, you guys? My name is Mike Insanity. This is my first video on YouTube. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to do magic tricks. I'm going to be reviewing movies, video games. I'm going to show you how to do pranks. I'm going to show you a bunch of things you can do. I'll even show you how to make props for your movies and stuff. But for my first video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to float a cup in 5 other ways instead of just doing the classical one like that. Let's get started. So the first one I'm going to show you is actually very, very easy. This is actually the classical floating cup. So basically, you just concentrate your focus, and basically it's just going to kind of float. Look, it's kind of getting away from me. So actually, to do this trick, you need a styrofoam cup. If you go to Circle K, if there's a Circle K nearby you, they have these little nice styrofoam cups that you can easily stick a hole inside with your thumb. That's actually the secret on how to do it. Okay, and back then most people would always do this, but that doesn't look really good. Okay, it doesn't really look like it's floating because people would always think it's too obvious. Even little kids. I mean, little kids would freak out if somebody just did this. But still, if you were just doing this to a little kid, he won't really be impressed, not even for grown-ups. So a better way to do it is this. So if you have coffee or water in here, make sure you drink that first. So basically, before the trick starts, you're going to just poke a hole inside there. And this is what you're going to do, okay? So to make it actually seem really good, you're going to show people that there's no hole in the cup or anything, but you're probably wondering, how do I do that without letting them see the hole? Well, it's very simple. Basically, you're going to take off the lid, or if you did have a lid, but having a lid is good, so that way when you stick your thumb in there, nobody will even see it, especially if you kind of tilt it like that. So what you're going to do to make it look like that there's no hole is that when you poke a hole inside, there should be some pieces of it like there that's just sticking out. If you just use your thumb to push it back like that, as you can see, and just kind of push it into place, it looks like that there's no hole, especially if you're far away. And if you close the lid just like this, then it actually just looks like you're just holding a regular coffee cup. And to make it look really good, so like, this is what you're gonna do. So you're just gonna be like, okay, so you can just turn it around really fast and just show that there is no hole or anything. And then you're just gonna say, kind of, just do whatever you want. Be like, oh, I'm kind of thirsty. And then as you're doing that, you're gonna stick your thumb inside very, very slowly, because if you do it in really fast, it's gonna be kind of obvious. So remember, so just close the little hole like that. Looks like a perfectly normal coffee cup. Then after that, just, you know, act like you're drinking it, and then slowly stick your thumb, kind of act like that you're concentrating, and then just kind of, basically, you're just going to put your other thumb right next to your thumb, and this is what's going to be happening. You're just going to kind of shake it a little, just to make it kind of seem realistic, and kind of do this with your fingers, then take it away. Like, you can even, like, do this in someone's face. People really like that. But make sure that your audience is in front of you. Make sure nobody's to the side or whatever. Okay? Because sometimes people would actually see that there's a hole in there if they were to the side. So make sure you have your audience in the front of you, because you don't want this to be seen by the audience. You want to keep it in front, so that way you can easily just shake it like that, and it creates the illusion that it's floating. So it's actually really, really cool. You gotta practice it sometime. But remember, don't do this. It's not gonna look good. You want to try to make it seem better, okay? So that's how you do the classical floating cup trick. Now let's get on to the second one. Okay, the second one looks like this. So, regular coffee cup. See that there's no holes or anything? Now check it out. Okay, now the secret to doing the upfloat coffee cup is basically the same thing. Just stick a hole inside it. Just stick a hole inside, just like what we did in the first one. And instead of doing this, you're going to move it like this, so that way it's going to stay on your thumb like that. You can hold it, and all you have to do is just move all your fingers and just kind of do this maybe or whatever. But I just like doing this. Creates the illusion that it's floating. Or you can actually do this if you want. Like, you can just move your thumb like that. It would just stay right there, and you can just kind of do that, whatever. But sometimes it's kind of better to do it this way. I don't know why, but so pretty cool trick, classic. Practice in a mirror first, then show your friends or whatever, and it's gonna freak people out. But remember, do the trick only once, because if you do it so many times, you know, people are gonna say do it again, and it's not gonna look good. So when you do that, make sure you do it once, because people are going to already know your secret. So just do it once, and you're probably wondering, how do I do it once and don't let people examine the cup, because like that way they'll see the hole. So that means when you're done doing that and this or whatever, basically all you're gonna do is you're just gonna, you know, just crumble the cup up. Like, since it's styrofoam, you can easily just rip it off and crumble it up and just throw it on the ground, and then be like that, you're done. So that's basically it. Now let's get to the third one. Okay, here's the third way of lifting a cup. So you're just going to hold the cup, just focus your energy, and pretty soon it's going to levitate, just like that. Kind of make it a little dance, see that? Okay. Okay, so the secret to that levitation that you just saw, it's very, very easy. All you're going to need is invisible thread and some tape. Now, you can buy invisible thread, you can even make your own invisible thread. If you want to make your own invisible thread, you can do that. So you just got to get some regular, everyday thread. I got this thread from a Chris Angel Magic Kit. It doesn't necessarily have to be from any Magic Kit. You can actually take some old black thread, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to find the end of the black thread, which is right here. I don't know if you can see that. And then if you pull on it really softly, like this, you're actually going to pull out some string, and it's invisible. I mean, if you had, so yeah, so you can kind of see it, but if you were far away right here like I am, you can't see it, especially in the camera, you can't see it at all. So you're just going to pull it out until it's long enough. Okay. Then you're going to get some tape, some clear tape. Okay. You're going to take the tape, you're going to put it on the invisible thread like that. So now you got tape on invisible thread, as you can see. Okay. You're going to tape it, you're going to tape the first end inside your cup. So basically you're going to take off your lid, if you had a lid. You'll put it inside the cup, you'll tape it in there. Now you got part of the invisible thread, which is just hanging on there. You put the lid back on, just find where the thread is, and boom, you're already ready to go for that one. And next thing you're going to do is you're going to take some more thread, and once you're ready, you just take it off. Hold on a second. And then boom, you got some invisible thread. And to that, you're going to get some more tape, because basically you're going to make like a big loop that goes around your thumb. Okay? Alright? So, just find the end of the thread. Should not be that long. Sometimes invisible thread is really hard to see. Okay? So now I got invisible thread on here. And what you're going to do with that other part of the invisible thread is you're simply just going to tape it on the back of the cup like this. So now all you got to do is just find the invisible thread, which sometimes is impossible to find. Okay, so let's see if we can find the invisible thread. Okay, so now that you have your invisible thread ready, as you can see that now that you did it like how I did it, you have a nice little hoop that you put around your thumb like that, and if you just hold the cup just regularly, it just creates the illusion that it's floating, but it's actually just hanging on this little loop that you put around your thumb, and you can easily just take it off, and there you go. Okay? And remember, remember where the invisible thread is, so that way you can easily just do it, because if you were doing this in front of somebody and you had trouble finding this invisible thread, people would already know what's going on. Okay? So that way you can be ready. So like that means when you find your invisible thread, that way you can put it around your thumb. You're just gonna hold it normally, and the thread is still around your thumb. You're gonna be like, "Want to see something really cool, guys?" And then you're just gonna slowly put down the cup and just let go, and it's gonna look like it's floating. Make sure that the styrofoam cup is not filled with any coffee, because the more weight you do it, the more that the thread might break off. Because if you make it heavier by putting liquid, there's a chance that the thread could break off, because the invisible thread is very sensitive. Usually invisible thread is only for levitating small objects, but if you just do this right enough, and then boom, you're good to go. So that's the third way of doing it. Now let's get to the fourth way. Okay, here's the fourth way of making a cup float. So you're just going to hold it like this with your thumbs, concentrate, focus, and then that's just going to float like that. Pick it back up, do it one more time. There you go. This is very, very simple, okay? It should not take you that long to do, okay? But like I said, if you're going to do a magic trick, only do the trick once, okay? So it doesn't require putting your thumb in the back of the cup. What you're really doing is you're just getting your thumbs, and then you put it on there, and basically you're just going to balance the cup like that. But you don't want that to be seen by people, so that's why your fingers are going to be covering that, because like you don't want to do this, have your fingers open. They're going to see that, especially if you do this, they're going to see that your thumbs are holding it. So you're going to close your fingers. That way it covers your thumb, so you're just going to be like this. You're going to be like holding like this. As you turn around, your thumbs are going to move right there, but make sure nobody sees that, okay? Just kind of act like you're just concentrating, and just release your fingers. You can kind of do this with your thumbs. Be like this with your thumbs. And right here it creates the illusion that it's floating. It's not going anywhere. So that's it. You can hand it out for examination if you want. But if they say do it again, don't do it again. You can even just crumble up the cup like I said and be like, no, I'm done. Because remember, if you're going to do a magic trick, you got to do it once. You do too many times, people are going to figure it out. So that's the fourth way. Now let's get to the last part. Alright, now this one's really cool that you can do with the styrofoam cup. This is the last one. Basically, you're just going to put it on your arm like that. Just levitate it. It'll shake a little, but no matter what you do, even if you just do that, it never falls off. There's no threads, no wires. Okay? Now here's the secret. That's the secret, okay? Now the reason it actually looks really good is that if you were to actually do this with the styrofoam cup, it's actually just going to fall over like that. So basically you're just going to get the heaviest thing you can find, but make sure it's small enough so that way you can actually make it fall into your hand. So basically you're just gonna get a styrofoam cup out. You can borrow their coffee cup when they're done, and you'd be like, okay, we're gonna try something. And what you want to do is you're gonna have your heavy object here already. Basically, I just used a tangerine. You'd be like, okay, we're going to try something, and you're gonna hold the cup like this. That way, when you let go, it's just gonna fall down like that. And to make sure that nobody hears that rolling sound like this, you can cough, but if somebody was playing music, nobody would really hear it, so you'd be like, and that's that. It's just going to bounce on your arm like that, and no matter what you do, it's not going to fall, especially if you keep it balanced. But make sure that you don't do it all the way, because the coffee cup will actually fall down, but still, if you shake it really fast, people are really, really impressed because it's not falling. And it's not because you have good balance, because you can even do this as fast as you want, like this, but make sure that it doesn't fall. Just keep your See that? And after that, you can hand it out for examination. And to do that, to hand it out for examination, you're going to tip the cup over, and then your heavy object will fall into your hand, and you'd be like, here, you can examine that. They take the cup, and your hand is just going down like that. As they're looking, you take your heavy object, stick it in your back pocket, or whatever. Do that as fast as you can. Bingo, you're completely clean. But remember, do the trick once, or people are going to figure out your secrets. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my video on how to levitate a cup 5 different ways. These tricks are really cool. If you guys want me to do any more tricks, be sure to subscribe to my channel, comment below on what should I do next. But remember, I'm not going to just be doing magic tricks. I'm going to be doing lots of stuff. I'm going to be reviewing movies. I'm going to be making movies. I'll review video games. Like, if you want me to review a video game or a movie, just comment below on what movie I should review. I'll teach you guys how to do pranks. I'll teach you guys how to make your own costumes, how to make your own movie props. And it's going to be really cool. So remember to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
They stay for days and days. They say some awful things, ways to make you face